Hey, how's it going, listeners? So this will be a kind of a quick one. It was just a quick thought that I had while I was doing uh, my ride share today. Um, I there was this lady sitting in the back of my car, and remember before I say this, we're in a Prius, so it's like even if I wanted to plug my ears, it just wouldn't work. So we're in a Prius, and the lady sitting in the back seat, and I'm assuming it was her boyfriend or whoever. He was doing the old school where you call the female and you're like super jealous of anybody around her, any noises. He probably thought she was sleeping with me, the driver. Who knows? But then I guess he calls her like two or three times. Then she answers. Then he hangs up. Then he calls her back, and he tells her. I guess he probably told her to lose my number. Hangs up, calls back. Then she didn't answer, so he kept blowing up her phone. She finally answered. They argued again, and it was just it was sad to watch because I personally I remember being that person. And I remember going through that stage in my life, and I guess what I wanted to bring to this particular episode is how important it is to do the work on yourself. I have an episode about that, about doing the work on yourself. I'm not an expert, but the information that I do provide is very helpful information for for people who are working and just don't want to you just don't want to you don't want to go to a specialist or whatever. And it's real simple and it works for me. It's just, I've always been a mind over matter type thing. But what I want to say is that the reason we have all these problems in relationships that I see every day is because number one, we haven't done work on ourselves, specifically loving ourselves and being in love with ourselves, which, in my opinion, it allows you to see what you deserve, what you shouldn't put up with, what you don't have to put up with, all that kind of stuff. And it gives you a truthful, underanged version of that. So you see that you deserve your happiness and your peace, and you deserve to be with somebody who's also in the same spot. And it allows you to see these people and to be able to walk away from situations that you can see aren't good for you. Because there are a lot of unhealed people out there. A lot of unhealed people. And if you let an unhealed person into your life, they will ruin, your happiness. They'll ruin your contentment. They'll ruin your just you being the person that you are. Because people, in my opinion, people get in these relationships and they say, oh, well, everybody has problems. No, they don't. Two healed people can live in harmony as long as they stick with their program. A happy person will respect the other person's happiness. And they won't expect that person to be their entertainment, or they won't expect that person to be responsible for their happiness. A person that loves themselves, they know what they deserve. They know what situations to walk away from. They know what to listen to, what not to listen to. They know, they're aware of their peace and how precious it is, and they know they need to protect it. And when you get two people like that never slip, now you have two people that can get along, they can get along in harmony. They understand themselves, which means they can coexist in each other's space and respect the same thing in the other person because it's in them. But I see so many relationships without this. And it's really not even that hard to do if you go back and view that video, not just to listen to the video, but to actually get something from it. Because I personally believe that process works for the regular person. It's not super difficult. It's just a real simple step to go through. I'm not sure if I explained it the best, but it's a real simple process to go through. And I think that a lot of people need to listen to that particular episode, and it's not even about getting listens on Spotify. It's about healing. I would be happier more so if a million people listened to it, took my advice, and said, hey, I've listened to this podcast. It helped me do the work on myself. It helped, my boyfriend or my girlfriend do the work on herself. It made our relationship much better because now we understand ourselves and we can see all of this stuff in each other and we respect it, which makes our relationship better. I'm not no Dr. Phil or nothing, but I would be much, much happier with that as opposed to, hey, I got, a million streams on Spotify, which is good too, but I'm more concerned about these people and the situation they're in. And when you do this, when you go through that process, you can see all of this stuff in other people, which makes you really kind of not pay attention to it because you're looking at them like a child. Like, when a child does something, you can tell what they're finna do before they even go do it. And that's how you look at some people, and they're going through all these changes, and you're looking like, yeah, they haven't done the work, and they're going through this process. So that's the way I feel about that whole thing. I would love for people to take that advice. And like I said, it's not professional advice. It's just my opinion. But the way that I did the work on myself, I made it work for a regular person. To just think about it and listen to what I'm saying and just follow the directions and do the work. It's really simple. It's mind over matter. You can do anything. There's nothing you can't do if you put your mind to it. But you have to stop telling yourself, oh, well, I can't do that. Oh, I could never do that. Oh, I couldn't do this. Or I couldn't do that. No, you can do it. You just have to put your mind to it. That's the whole thing. That's all there is to it. But besides that, today went pretty good. It was another good day. I thought it was going to be horrible at first because it was like down to zero this morning, and it had rained a little bit yesterday. So I already knew there was going to be black ice out there, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be because the sun ended up coming out and it melted the little spray of snow that we had. So that was good. But it was still pretty chilly out there, and it's this late in the year. That's kind of a little different. But I got down with that, and today is my off day from exercise, so I record on my off days. So I got a couple episodes done. Well, let me take that back. I got one episode for the stuff you should think about. If you get a chance, go listen to that podcast. And then I got one for, I'm doing one right now for this podcast I was talking to a guy today too, who I got a chance to tell him about my podcast, and he was telling me something that I kind of figured, but I hadn't gotten it uh, figured out yet. People that rent cars for ride share, come to find out what I originally thought about. They pay like about 300 for the rental, and then they pay another 300 for the insurance. Because at first people were telling me that they only pay, $300 and that was it. And I was like, man, that's the insurance included? I was like, that's a pretty good deal. But come to find out, no, it's 300 for the rental and then another 300 for the insurance, and which is what I figured. So, and then he said they charge you if you charge up the car during the week, then they charge you for that. You don't pay for it when you charge it up. You pay for it on that week's rental bill, and then you have to keep your rating above. I think it's 495, and got to do at least 30 rides during the week, and there's a bunch of other stuff. I don't know. It's I mean, you probably could do probably 1,000 if you worked all week and you did 12 hours. I do 12 hours, 5 days, but I own my vehicle. So, because I'm trying to make the maximum uh, that I can get. So that would be pretty decent. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you all that I forgot about. The good thing, believe it or not, about rideshare is last year I only made about 33,000 after expenses, right? So a lot of people say, "Oh, that's rideshare. You don't make that much money." But hang on, because you're not using the benefit of rideshare. Only making 33,000 after expenses puts me in a very low income range, even though I make 1,500, 12 to 1,500 a week, right? So after I do my expenses, it's only 33,000. So therefore, if I really wanted to, I could go and apply for low income subsidized housing and a bunch of other stuff because my income is only 33,000, even though I make 1,500 a week in cash money, but my income after expenses is only 33,000. So that's pretty good because I might even be able to get some assistance, even food assistance is good because I could use that. I mean, who can't use food stamps? But and I ain't ashamed to go get them either. That's crazy. I'm got the 1,500. I got a fucking brand new, or not brand new, a Mustang, 2021 Mustang, and a bunch of other stuff. But I'm actually low income. I mean, that's I was just as surprised as you are listening to this podcast. But it's definitely a benefit because definitely when I retire, I'm definitely going to subsidize housing when I get to the age where I can go, because I can go to a place downtown, but I'm not ready to go there yet. There's some apartments, and it's actually right across the street from the Detroit River downtown there. So I uh uh I'm not ready to go down there yet, but I'll get around to it. Uh, but I'm not gonna keep you all long because I wanna. It's almost 7 o'clock, and I still want to get my TV time in. But I wanted to get an episode out today, chit chat with my listeners. Hope you all are having a good day. If not, chalk it up as it is what it is. You wake up tomorrow, hopefully you will. That's another chance to do something. I mean, if I can do this, at least, hopefully this can be a little bit of motivation, maybe. But, I mean, we'll see. Take it easy.